The year is 1937, and the world feels calm, but only on the surface. Beneath the normal life of busy streets, cinema halls, and cheerful newspapers, governments are quietly preparing for something far more dangerous. Nations are rebuilding their armies, strengthening borders, and increasing weapon production while publicly talking about peace. Germany grows bolder with every passing month, testing limits and watching how other countries react. Britain and France still carry the trauma of the First World War, which makes them cautious and slow to confront rising threats. Ordinary citizens believe stability is returning, yet political tension moves silently behind diplomatic smiles. Military parades, new aircraft designs, and expanding factories signal a shift that many choose to ignore. It is not the absence of conflict, it is the presence of denial. 1937 becomes a year where leaders hope problems will solve themselves, but every delayed decision quietly feeds a much larger storm forming on the horizon. While Europe hesitates, Asia erupts into open violence. Japan, driven by expansion and resource needs, pushes deeper into China, turning regional disputes into full-scale war. Major cities become battlefields, civilians are displaced, and shocking reports reach the international community. Yet, despite the scale of destruction, global powers respond mostly with words instead of decisive action. Meetings are held, condemnations are spoken, but meaningful intervention never truly arrives. This lack of strong response sends a powerful and dangerous signal. Aggression can continue without immediate consequences. The war in China demonstrates how quickly modern warfare can devastate entire populations and economies. Railways, ports, and industrial centers become strategic targets, proving that future wars will not just be fought by soldiers, but will affect entire societies. 1937 shows the world a preview of modern total war, yet many leaders still believe the violence will remain distant and contained, unaware that its ripple effects are already spreading across continents. Across Europe, preparation intensifies, but it happens quietly, almost politely. Governments approve defense budgets, engineers design faster aircraft, and young men enter training camps under the banner of national security. Germany accelerates its military growth with confidence, while Italy seeks greater regional influence and prestige. Britain invests heavily in air defense systems, fearing aerial bombardment more than ground invasion, and France reinforces defensive lines along its borders. Smaller nations feel trapped between powerful neighbors, unsure which alliances will guarantee survival. Publicly, speeches promote stability and cooperation, but behind closed doors, strategies revolve around readiness and deterrence. This is the year of silent transformation. Factories that once produced consumer goods now manufacture vehicles, ammunition, and steel for armies. Citizens continue daily routines, celebrating festivals and sporting events, rarely realizing how dramatically their nations are changing direction. The continent is not yet at war, but it is no longer truly at peace either. It is suspended in a tense in-between state where preparation replaces trust. By the end of 1937, the world stands on a fragile edge, balancing hope against growing fear. International diplomacy still exists, treaties are still signed, and conferences still promise cooperation, yet mutual suspicion deepens with every month. Military strength becomes a measure of security, and political rhetoric grows sharper. What makes this moment dangerous is not a single dramatic event, but the accumulation of many smaller ones. Unchecked invasions, ignored warnings, and ambitions disguised as defense. Ordinary people celebrate holidays, plan futures, and dream of prosperity, unaware that the decisions of distant leaders are shaping a reality they cannot yet see. History later reveals that 1937 was not calm, it was the final warning bell. The world had opportunities to slow the momentum, to choose unity over rivalry, but hesitation and self-interest prevailed.
As the year closes, nothing catastrophic has officially begun, yet the direction is clear. The storm has not arrived, but the thunder can already be heard.